Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, February 3rd. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this would be a video for you. Real quick before I get to the charts, I'm doing something very special that I've never done before, but I am running a contest right now. So if you are somebody that is already in the futures market or you're thinking about wanting to get involved in trading futures, and as a little hint, for you stock traders, there is no pattern day trading rule. You can trade as much as you want. You don't need a whole lot of money, especially if you use a prop firm. But I am running a contest right now and I'm giving away two $150,000 prop firm accounts. So what you're going to need to do if you want to get registered for this is you'll need to go to the link down below, or you can just use what you see, claytrader.com. It'll take you to this site, and you'll need to come down here. And this site will also explain how prop firms work. But you want to come down here and purchase one of these accounts. Now make sure you either use a link or use code CLAY Clay at checkout, because that'll knock 50% off all these prices. So these, what you see here, that'll be 50% off, because that's what that coupon is getting you. And then after you do that, this is the important part, make sure to forward me the confirmation email from Take Profit Trader, the company. Send it to Clay at claytrader.com. Again, Clay at claytrader.com, and that way I have confirmation that you've made it, and I will enter you into the drawing to see if you win one of the $150,000 accounts. All right, now let's get to the charts. First couple of clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open, because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol RGTI. We've been tracking this one very closely, and today, quite the wild ride. This will mean a little bit more to those that have watched past videos, but if you have, hopefully remember me talking about this overall wedge formation that had formed, and you can see earlier today, got the break of the wedge, made a fantastic move, a little bit of a pullback, then came back up there, and unfortunately on this pullback has dropped back down below that trend line. So as I extend this trend line out, that's as of now back to being an area of resistance. Now it's certainly a weakened level of resistance, but I would still consider this a level of resistance nonetheless. But I do want to add in one more area now that we have more data as far as resistances are concerned, and that would be this area right up here around $14.50. But before you talk too much about doing battle with $14.50, price has to first prove itself by getting above that initial level right there. If the price pulls back some more, key level of support to watch is going to continue to be the bottom part of that pattern right there, that trend line. And then if the price falls below there, a much more important area would be that pink line down there, the 200 period moving average. But yeah, overall impressive breakout. Unfortunately, couldn't quite maintain, but we'll see if the price can try to curl back up next week. Next one here, TCTM, big mover today, big volume, and now we have some interesting dynamics going on here with the late day movement. Price is starting to work its way back upwards, which leads to a very exciting question of, is this the start of something even bigger? Now think about that question. It makes no sense to ask that question if nothing worthwhile is happening. But that's not the case here. Something worthwhile is happening. It is starting to creep its way back upwards. Now, to be fair, maybe it's not. Maybe this thing just rolls right back over. That's possible. That's why risk management matters. But again, to be fair, well, I mean, maybe this is the start of something bigger, and this thing's getting ready to rock and roll once again. So it always gets a little sketchy when things make a movement, and then they just start to fall, and if they just keep falling, it's like, okay, maybe that's game over. But because of this situation where there's been a little bit of sign of life here, like I said, it does lead to the question, is this the start of something bigger? So if you like these scenarios, you like this price range, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, CYCN, absolutely beautiful pattern here, and maybe you can already see where I'm going to head with this pattern here, but we have the top part of the pattern right there. We have the bottom part of the pattern right there. Change that to green to represent support. And then just to make the pattern easier to see, let's keep it one color. So we have our resistance. We have our support. We have the big upwards move down here. For you golfers out there, try to make it a little bit more visual for you. Put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because it's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go upwards. But is it valid? Is it plausible to think that if the price were to come up here and break through that level, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible and valid scenario to keep in mind. So again, if you like this price range and you like bull pennant patterns, I mean, you could throw this one right into a textbook. Next one here, REBN, and another, I would call it bull pennant pattern, but I would not call it nearly as attractive as the other one, because this trend line here gets a little squirrely, and I can see people drawing it several different ways, but just kind of generally speaking, that trend line there representing that there is a pullback underway, and then at the same time you have Bit of an uptrending trend line right there. So like I said, not nearly as pretty as the other one, but it's still there in my opinion. So resistance, support, big move up, golf hole down here, another bull pennant pattern. So if you like bull pennants, here you go. You got yourself a couple of different choices. Next one, NVDA, and this will mean more to those of you that have watched the past videos, but we've been talking about these two key levels, and really at this point, it's pretty straightforward from a technical standpoint, and that would just be 30-minute time frame sideways channel pattern. And this has been going on now for several days. Back and forth, it's gone. Was looking like maybe it was going to give a run up to break the top part of the channel, but you can see today has spent slowly drifting backward or downwards. But it's not like it's been a train wreck because the price is still within the channel. Now, what would a train wreck be? Well, if the price comes down here and then blasts down through there, okay, that's where things start to change way more bearish. But overall, like I said, the price just continues to chop back and forth. So really no need to overcomplicate NVIDIA at this point. It really is just that evident of a sideways channel pattern. So top of the channel resistance up there at 129.15. Bottom of the channel support down here at 118.50. So yeah, maybe next week somebody will break out of the channel, whether that's the bulls or the bears. Grab your popcorn. Real quick, I want to personally invite those of you that are enjoying what you see, that if you do enjoy what you're seeing here and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering next week. So if you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use, or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the site itself where you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one here, ticker symbol TSLA, Tesla, and we had ourselves... kind of this reminds me of RGTI quite a bit. Very nice breakout. So this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watch the previous videos, but I mapped out that trend line right there. Got the break and a beautiful move. But now all these gains have been given up. Now, and in fact, it's come all the way back down to back test that trend line, which just basic technical analysis, when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So to give some credit where credit's due, so far so good. The price is respecting that trend line, but nonetheless, it's after quite the big of a pullback here. The much more important area of support in my mind is going to be that purple line there. Moving into next week, the 50-period moving average right now valued at 399, we'll call it 35. And the reason why that is so important, at least in my opinion, and I'm not saying this will occur, but just for explanation's sake, if the price were to come down here and then break down through, what would that be doing to the price? That would quite literally be putting the price right back to where it started. And I mean, not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make great moves and then all of a sudden go right back to where they were, not exactly a sign of genuine strength or genuine power. So again, I'm not saying that's what Tesla's going to do, but just explaining why in my mind that 50-period moving average, a very, very important dynamic. So overall though, no doubt about it, a whole lot of selling has shown up. Does this selling, carry on into Monday? Does it push it back down to this range? We'll see what happens with it. Next one here, NXU, and again, would I throw this right into a textbook? Maybe in the back section when it comes to bull pennants, but we have ourselves, like I said, another decent bull pennant here. So let me change that to green, and then just to map things out, we have resistance, we have support, and you have that nice move up right there. So like I said, not the most attractive because the pull portion of it's kind of messed up. But even if you just want to consider this a wedge pattern, either way, the psychology is the same without getting carried away in terms of names. And that psychology is price is working its way downwards, but at the same exact time, the price is working its way upwards, which just brings to the question of who is ultimately going to win this battle, because this pattern here is going to run out of room. So the bulls get the win to the upside. Do the bears get the win to the downside? Grab your popcorn, and we'll see what happens next week. Next one, QBTS, and we have quite the up and down here, but when the dust is settled, this thing continues to make progress and continues to remain healthy. Now, that might, okay, well, how are you defining remaining healthy? What are you using to gauge and make that claim? And that's why I love charts. They allow you to take, words and claims and make them very visual. So in my mind, healthy is just staying up above the trend line right here, which, whoops. So far, so good. So let's change that to green for support. Now, to stop and think about it, the price could do all sorts of crazy things. The price could shoot up here, come all the way back down. Shoot up here, all the way come down. Shoot up here, come all the way back down. And as long as the price keeps on staying above that line, that would imply the price is building higher lows, and that's what a truly strong move is going to do. No prices can go straight up, as nice as that would be, but you do want to see progress, and quote-unquote progress being defined and visualized there as that lower trend line there. So yes, the price is pulled back here, but overall the price does still have the opportunity to build progress, and that's what you want to see. In terms of areas of resistance, you got to think a lot of people have drawn this trend line right here. So, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. when a lot of people are watching the same exact level and wondering the same exact things, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So no guarantees, but if the price were to come up here and break up through there, I don't think that would shock anybody to see a break of that trend line create another surge in momentum. So overall, though, the price is slowly but surely making progress, staying above that trend line. So let's see if it can maintain that pace next week. Next one, NLSP, and I like this as it's got a nice little pattern here that's formed. So we have the bottom part of the pattern. We have the top part of the pattern, and we have this little wedge, borderline falling wedge, but point being, nice little wedge here, but the context is still bullish. Now, I realize you don't think it's bullish if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper that bought up there, but assuming you care about more so the broader scope of things, and yeah, you have this little wedge in an up, still a bullish environment. You have the gap up, you have both your moving averages right here with upward slopes to them. So in that situation, again, I don't think it would shock anybody. There's no guarantees, but if the price were all of a sudden come up here and break through the top part of that pattern, like I said, I don't think anybody would be like, whoa, where did that come from? No, they'd be like, oh, that was a nice little wedge formation breakout. Although I'm looking at this right now, and my bottom trend line could use some help. There we go. No, still. Close out. You get the idea. I'm trying to make those two. There we go. There we go. Okay. So there's the wedge formation. So if you like these sorts of wedges in, gap up context, you like this price range down below $5, certainly keep an eye on it. Next one here, ticker symbol PLTR, and very nice start. And then like a lot of these rolled over this afternoon, but within the grand scheme of things, still a very, in fact, there's an old line there, still a very nice overlooking chart. So the level here that you got to think a lot of people have noticed and put in. So going back to that talking topic of the self-fulfilling prophecies is that trend line right there. Very straightforward. So for those of you that like to play breakouts, I can, again, offer no guarantees, but I don't think anybody would be shocked if the price came up there, broke through there, and then that break really started getting people wanting to buy and just, well, think about it. Hey, I'm a breakout trader. Oh, look, that's breaking out. Oh, I'm supposed to buy because I'm a breakout trader, and that's breaking out, so people just buy. Like I said, if you want to just call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, so be it. And then in terms of areas of support, main level to watch, going to be that purple line there, 50-period moving average, which is right now around the $80.90 mark if this does pull back some more. If the price falls through there, then I'm still not going to call this a do or die level, but I would definitely say a more important area of support would be down here at that level of 77.80, but that's still got quite a bit of ways before it would even potentially come into play. But all in all, very nice week here for PLTR. Not the greatest afternoon, but given the context of the market and how a lot of things pulled back, it comes with the territory, but nice, well-established trend line here. Nice last 30 minutes here with the green candle forming, so we'll see if the momentum carries into Monday. And then one final time, if you're interested in learning more about futures or getting into futures or what have you, especially with a prop firm, then go ahead, go to the link down below, or just go to claytrader.com/take profit. Purchase one of these. Make sure you use the code or just use that link so you can get 50% off, and then send me an email there to clay@claytrader.com, and you will be eligible to win a $150,000 prop firm account. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here, then definitely go get signed up for the free live class. It'll be, like I said, next week, Thursday, February 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. And then as far as these videos are concerned, if you enjoy these and you want to support the channel in a super free and easy way, please hit that subscribe button. That really does help out. So thanks for watching. Take care and have a great weekend.